All right. Sweet. Okay, the recording's working. All right, so in a previous video I made, I showed how to zoom and change the characteristics of the traces in the Viva waveform viewer. And now I want to talk about markers. And this is a very important topic that we haven't really talked about in lab. So being able to see your waveforms is nice, but it doesn't really help you that much if you can't take measurements off of them. And so to get measurements, like let's say I want to know, well, what is the voltage at this peak? I can hover over it and I can see it, but what if I want to like be able to see that in a plot? What I can do is I can create a marker. So to create a marker, you can go to this button over here, or you can go to this tab, marker, and then create marker. And it comes up with a number of different options, different types of markers. So the most basic is called a point marker. And the point marker has different options here and stuff. So what trace do you want to put it on? For this case, I want to put it on out, different stuff like that. I'm just going to hit OK. Okay, I guess it didn't really do what I wanted to do. Marker, create marker. I think I need to make it not at 0 seconds. So let's make it at 11.6 microseconds. Okay. And then okay, I never use that button, so I don't really know what it's doing. The better way to do this is to use it says right here, use bind key M. So if I click on the trace that I'm interested in and I hit M, it'll create this marker. And I can move its label around to wherever I like. And this marker shows me the name of the marker. So this is named M4. It shows me the x-axis point, so 11.57 microseconds, and it shows me the y value. So in this case, it's 107.94 millivolts. And if I want, I can click on this and then hold it and drag it around. And I can move it, and I can move it to this point. I can move it down here. I can even drag it over to this other trace and move it along. And I can see different values. So I can just do that wherever I want. And if I want to measure multiple values, I can just click somewhere else, hit M again, and now I have another marker. And this is really handy for looking at different points on your waveforms and knowing the values of it. And you can change the properties of these markers by clicking on them and then clicking or hitting Q on your keyboard, or by right-clicking and hitting point marker properties. This will pull up this big box where you can alter all sorts of things about it. So I'm not going to go into a lot of depth about this, but I try not to. But there's different things you can do, like crosshairs. So if I turn crosshairs on, it like will show these crosshairs. I never really use that, but you can change the color using this button. One useful thing is you can change the position. So let's say I wanted to find the time that this blue or this sorry. Let's say I move my marker over here and I'm trying to find where it crosses 50 millivolts. And it's kind of hard to find it exactly moving around. So I can go to the properties. I can go to position, and instead of X mode, I can choose Y mode. And then I can enter 50 milli and hit apply. And it'll change it to exactly 50 millivolts Y and tell me what the time is at that point. I can also, if I want to see exactly what it is at 11.6 microseconds, I can go to position X mode and then type in 11.6 micro, apply, and it'll snap it to this point. It'll tell me the exact voltage at that point. So that's really useful. You can also change the labels up here. So if I hit this, go to label and hit edit, there's a bunch of different things that can be shown. So by default, it shows the marker name, the X coordinate, and the Y coordinate. If I only wanted to see like the voltage and not the time or the name of the marker, I can uncheck the marker name and uncheck X coordinate. Now it looks like there's a little colon left behind here, so I'm going to delete that as well. Hit OK, apply, and now it only shows a voltage. And then if I wanted to say like, okay, well, I don't really know what this value is, or I don't know, if you want to add to this, then you can just type into this label box voltage apply. And now what you typed will show up here. Or if I want to put this at my 50 millivolts, I can again go to my position, Y mode, 50 milli, apply, and then go like 50 millivolt crossing time. And this time, instead of doing %Y, I'll do %X, apply. Now it has this nice looking, it's being kind of stupid. Okay, there we go. Now I have this nice looking marker. So there's a lot of different things you can do with that. In addition to point markers, there's other types of markers. So if I click V, then it comes up with a vertical marker. This vertical marker, I don't know why this got attached. I can move it around and it'll show the time at the bottom, or your X value at the bottom, and it'll show the Y values for all the traces here. So if I go like over to this point, I can see, oops, it's kind of annoying because it disappears if you're not hovering over it. But I can see my different Y values. And again, I can go into the properties by hitting Q or going right clicking and going to vertical marker properties. And I can change the X position. I can change it to always be on by hitting this on or using this on in this drop down. I can change the name if I want. And there's other things. Hit OK. And now it'll always be on. So now as I move it around, if I click away, it still stays up. That's kind of nice. You can do a similar thing. I'm going to delete this using the delete key. Similarly, you can hit H. That creates a horizontal marker, which you can move up and down, and it'll show the X values at different Y points. So you can move this up and down wherever you want. Again, you can hit Q or right click and go into properties. And you can change it to always be on if you want. You can change it to be, let's say I want it right at 50 millivolts. Boom, I can do whatever I want with that. Another useful marker is, let's say I want to measure the difference between 2 points. I'm just gonna delete this marker here. So let's say I want to measure like this point to this point. What's the difference in time? If I want to quickly do this, I can hit A, which creates an A marker. So it's just a point marker with this little A symbol. I can click somewhere else and hit B, and it's going to create 2 different point markers, but it's also going to create a difference between them. And so this difference is going to tell me what's the difference in X, dx, what's the difference in Y, dy, and what is the slope. That's going to tell me that there. And so I can move this around. I could put this on different traces. If I want, I can move it over and put it both on this green trace. And then now what it's going to tell me is, what's this slope is going to tell me like what the rise. Never mind. Slope's not super important, but yeah, you can see the slope, you can see the Y difference, you can see the X difference. But you can only create one of these A/B markers. So it's nice for quick looking at different differences. But if I want to measure, let's say this difference up here, and then also a difference down here, I can't do both with AB, because if I hit A, it's going to move the A marker down here. Or if I hit B over here, it's going to move the B marker. So instead, what I can do, if I want more of those, is I can use M to create a marker, and then M to create another marker. And then I can click on one and then hold click on one, hold Control, click on the other, and then press Shift and then D, or go marker, create delta marker. And that'll make this into a difference. Kind of like the AB, but now it's just between 2 different point markers. And I can do another one down here if I want. So now I have another one. So there's all sorts of useful things. Hopefully this didn't get too long. Yeah, I think that covers most of the useful marker stuff. There's a lot of other features in Viva which are useful, but if you want to see more of those, let me know and I can come up, or I can make more videos, or if you have questions about, hey, is there a way I can do this? I'll answer that for you. So have a great day. Thanks.